strong legs, strong life. The 7 essential nutrients seniors must not ignore. Introduction. The legacy of strength. Let me take you back to a memory. Years ago, while working with a retired firefighter named George, I saw firsthand what hidden deficiencies could do to a proud, once strong man. At 72, George had legs that trembled just getting out of his chair. Not because of age, but because of years of unknowingly ignoring the very nutrients that kept his muscles and nerves functioning like a fine-tuned engine. This video isn't just about vitamins. It's about reclaiming the strength in your legs. It's about staying upright, walking proudly, and continuing to dance at your granddaughter's wedding. Whether you're already experiencing weakness or just want to prevent it, these are the 7 nutrients every senior needs to know about. And we'll explore each with the eye of science, the heart of experience, and the stories of people just like you. Part 1. The nutrients behind strength and stability. As a doctor who has walked beside countless patients through the seasons of aging, I've seen how something as small as a nutrient can determine whether someone walks with confidence or struggles with every step. Let's take a deeper look into the first 3 vital nutrients your legs are quietly begging you for. 1. Vitamin D, the muscle activator. Imagine your muscles as lamps. Vitamin D is the electricity that powers them. Without it, the lights dim, coordination falters, strength disappears. In my practice, one of the most dramatic turnarounds I witnessed involved a 79-year-old woman named Alice. She shuffled into my clinic using a cane. Her family feared the worst, perhaps early Parkinson's or muscular dystrophy. But blood work told a simpler story: severe vitamin D deficiency. 3 months after we restored her levels with safe supplementation and sunlight, she returned without the cane. Vitamin D isn't just about bones, it acts on the muscles themselves. It improves balance, reduces inflammation, and helps with protein synthesis. Yet, seniors are among the most deficient. Why? Because the skin's ability to convert sunlight into vitamin D decreases with age. Add limited outdoor exposure, and deficiency becomes almost inevitable. What you can do? Aim for 15 minutes of gentle morning sun if possible. Eat fatty fish like salmon or mackerel twice a week. And if you're indoors most days, ask your doctor to test your vitamin D levels. 2. Calcium, more than bone deep. Calcium is the cornerstone of our skeletal frame, but its role goes far beyond bone. Every muscle contraction, including your heartbeat and the flex of your calf when you take a step, depends on calcium. Without enough, muscles cramp, bones weaken, and every move becomes harder. A patient I'll never forget was Mr. Daniels, an 83-year-old pianist. His hands cramped so severely during a performance that he had to stop mid-song. Tests showed not a neuromuscular disease, but a dietary pattern low in calcium. He had switched to dairy-free alternatives without realizing they lacked fortification. With the right changes, he was back playing Chopin in weeks. As we age, our bones lose calcium more rapidly, especially women post-menopause. But blindly taking calcium isn't the answer. It needs the support of vitamin D for absorption and vitamin K to direct it to the bones. What you can do: include dairy, calcium-set tofu, almonds, and leafy greens. Fortified plant-based milks can help too, but check labels. 3. Vitamin B12, the nerve guardian. If vitamin D is the conductor of muscle movement, B12 is the communicator, the phone line between your brain and your limbs. A deficiency causes a type of nerve damage called peripheral neuropathy, leading to numbness, tingling, or even loss of balance. Many confuse this with aging, when it's often preventable. Let me tell you about Irene, a sprightly 70-year-old who loved ballroom dancing. Gradually, she began losing her sense of where her feet were on the dance floor. She thought it was age, but it was B12. Her levels were critically low due to years on acid-reducing medication, which blocks absorption. A few months of B12 injections changed everything. She returned to the dance floor and never missed a step. B12 deficiency often hides in plain sight, especially in vegetarians, those on long-term acid blockers, and people over 65. What you can do: eat B12-rich foods like eggs, fish, poultry, and fortified cereals. If you're over 60, it's worth testing your levels annually. Sublingual B12 tablets or monthly injections are common solutions. These first three nutrients, vitamin D, calcium, and B12, form the triad of leg strength. They power, support, and communicate with your muscles and bones. Think of them as the foundation upon which every confident step is built. But we're just getting started. Part 2. Minerals for balance, calm, and coordination. As we continue our journey through the essential nutrients for leg strength, we shift our attention from the powerhouses to the peacemakers. These minerals don't just energize, they calm, regulate, and synchronize. Imagine them as the strings in a symphony. You don't always notice them, but without them, everything feels off. 4. Magnesium, the gentle relaxer. There's a reason I call magnesium the mineral of peace. It's like a warm hand on a tense shoulder, calming your nervous system and allowing your muscles to function without misfiring. Without enough magnesium, muscles can twitch, cramp, or seize up entirely. I recall a former nurse named Linda who visited me complaining of nightly leg cramps that would jolt her from sleep. She tried stretching, potassium supplements, even a foam roller, but nothing worked. It wasn't until we added magnesium-rich foods and a low-dose supplement that her symptoms vanished. Magnesium is depleted easily by chronic stress, diuretics, certain antibiotics, and, believe it or not, coffee. And since it's not stored in large amounts in the body, you need a steady supply. What you can do: eat more pumpkin seeds, spinach, black beans, and dark chocolate. Yes, it counts. For persistent symptoms, ask your doctor about magnesium glycinate or citrate supplements. 5. Potassium, the silent stabilizer. Potassium is often overshadowed by its flashier cousin, sodium, but it's potassium that ensures your muscles contract smoothly and your nerves fire precisely. It also helps keep blood pressure in check, a critical factor for seniors with circulation concerns. I once worked with a retired teacher named Harold who complained that his legs felt weak and wobbly in the afternoons. Blood tests showed a subtle but significant drop in potassium, likely due to a combination of blood pressure medications and low fruit intake. Once we adjusted his diet and meds, Harold felt like his feet were planted firmly again. What you can do: bananas are famous for potassium, but don't stop there. Sweet potatoes, avocados, white beans, and coconut water are excellent sources. A word of caution: potassium levels need to be balanced carefully, especially if you have kidney disease. Always consult your physician before supplementing. 6. Vitamin K, the calcium director. Think of vitamin K as a wise traffic cop. It directs calcium to where it's needed, in your bones, and keeps it out of where it doesn't belong, your arteries. Without enough vitamin K, calcium can contribute to hardening of the arteries rather than strengthening your skeleton. One of my patients, Martha, was a 76-year-old gardener who took calcium daily but still fractured her ankle stepping off a curb. We discovered that while she had plenty of calcium and vitamin D, her vitamin K was lacking. She started eating more leafy greens and added a vitamin K2 supplement. Her next bone density scan showed improvement. Vitamin K also supports joint flexibility, something often overlooked when we talk about aging and mobility. What you can do: eat dark leafy greens like kale, spinach, and Swiss chard. For vitamin K2, which has added bone benefits, consider fermented foods like natto, or a supplement if your diet is limited. These three, magnesium, potassium, and vitamin K, work quietly but critically. They ease tension, balance contraction, and guide minerals to their rightful place. Together, they create a kind of inner harmony that turns stiffness into suppleness and trembling into stability. In Part 3, we'll round out the orchestra with a final nutrient that's often underestimated, but absolutely vital for coordination: nerve health and muscle recovery. And we'll tie together a simple plan to help you strengthen your legs, one bite at a time. Part 3. Energy, coordination, and the hidden factors. When most people think of leg strength, they immediately imagine muscles, big, toned thighs or sturdy calves. But what if I told you that even the strongest looking legs can betray a person if other critical systems in the body are ignored? For seniors, leg weakness is rarely about muscles alone. It's often about the silent systems, your energy production, your nerve health, and the often overlooked internal coordination between brain and body. Let's go deeper into these hidden factors, because for many of my older patients, This is where the transformation truly begins. The energy crisis in senior legs. Have you ever felt like your legs were just tired? Not sore, not injured, just exhausted, like lifting them was harder than it should be? That's not always about age. It's about cellular energy, how well your cells, especially in the muscles, produce ATP, the basic unit of energy. When ATP production slows down, everything slows down. Walking, balance, recovery after movement. And guess what helps fuel this ATP engine? B vitamins, iron, magnesium, and coenzyme Q10, CoQ10. Let me share a story. Mr. Haruki's story, at 74. Mr. Haruki came to me complaining, "Doctor, my legs feel like cement blocks by noon. I sleep well, I eat fine, but I can barely walk the dog around the block anymore." His tests showed low magnesium and borderline low vitamin B12. But more importantly, he had very low levels of CoQ10, likely from years of statin use, which is common in seniors for cholesterol management. Statins are known to reduce the body's natural production of CoQ10, a critical player in mitochondrial function and energy production. After supplementing with 200 milligrams of CoQ10 daily, boosting magnesium intake through food, spinach, nuts, whole grains, and correcting his B12 deficiency, he came back 3 months later with a smile I won't forget. "I'm back to walking the full park loop with my wife again." He said, "That's the power of restoring energy from the inside out. What you can do? Ask your doctor to test your B12, magnesium, and ferritin, iron stores. If you're on statins, inquire about your CoQ10 levels. Eat more energy-boosting foods, eggs, leafy greens, organ meats, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish. Consider a high-quality CoQ10 supplement, especially if you experience chronic fatigue in your legs." The brain-to-leg connection. Now, let's talk about something we often forget. Your legs don't move unless your brain tells them to. That connection, from your motor cortex, down your spinal cord, through your peripheral nerves, all the way to your muscles, is like an orchestra. If even one section is off, the whole movement becomes shaky, slow, or unsafe. This is where nerve health becomes crucial. B vitamins for the brain and nerves. Vitamin B1, thiamine, helps transmit nerve signals, especially in the lower limbs. Vitamin B6 is needed for proper neurotransmitter function. Vitamin B12 protects the myelin sheath, the insulation around your nerves. Deficiencies in these vitamins can lead to numbness, tingling, poor coordination, and even falls. In fact, one study found that up to 30% of people over age 60 may be deficient in B12, especially those on acid-reducing medications. Mrs. Nguyen's story. Mrs. Nguyen, an 82-year-old retired librarian, came to me after 2 falls in her kitchen. "I knew where my feet were, but it felt like they didn't know where they were." She said, her labs showed a severe B12 deficiency, likely due to long-term use of omeprazole, a common acid reducer. After B12 injections and increasing her intake of animal-based protein, she hasn't had a fall since. What you can do? Ensure you're getting enough B1, B6, and B12 through diet or supplements. Good food sources: eggs, lean meats, beans, whole grains, and dairy. If you're vegetarian or taking acid reducers, check your B12 yearly. The circulation connection. Poor circulation is another hidden culprit. Your muscles need oxygen and nutrients to function, and that depends on healthy arteries and blood flow. As we age, blood vessels can stiffen, plaque can build up, and microcirculation, especially to the legs, can decline. You might notice cold feet, pale skin on the legs, or a slow healing wound on your shin. All signs that your circulation needs help. Foods that support circulation. Beets, rich in nitrates. They improve blood flow. Dark chocolate, in moderation, contains flavonoids that support vessel health. Fatty fish. Omega-3s reduce inflammation in blood vessels. Citrus fruits provide vitamin C for vessel integrity. Mr. Lawson's story. Mr. Lawson, 79, had stopped walking around his neighborhood because of leg cramps. He thought it was just age, but his vascular studies showed early-stage peripheral artery disease. We started him on a walking program, a nitrate-rich diet, including beetroot juice, and omega-3s. Within weeks, he could walk farther without pain. Not because his muscles got bigger, but because his circulation improved. What you can do: get your blood pressure and cholesterol checked regularly. Walk daily, even short distances. Eat circulation-friendly foods daily. If needed, ask your doctor about vascular imaging tests. The balance and coordination equation. Finally, let's talk about coordination and balance, the unsung heroes of strong legs. I often tell my patients, it's not just about being strong. It's about knowing how to use that strength safely. Balance involves your inner ear, vestibular system, your eyes, your proprioception, body awareness, and your central nervous system. As we age, all these systems can slow down or miscommunicate. That's when falls happen. Nutritional support for balance and coordination. Omega-3s support brain function and nerve communication. Vitamin D, essential for neuromuscular coordination. Magnesium helps with muscle relaxation and nerve firing. What else you can do? Practice balance exercises, standing on one foot, Tai Chi, or even slow dancing. Keep your vision in check. Get regular eye exams. Ensure your shoes support proper posture and foot contact. Balance building story. One of my favorite patients, 86-year-old Doris, used to wobble when she walked. She'd stopped her daily garden strolls. After assessing her vitamin D levels, which were critically low, we started her on 2.000 IU daily and added omega-3s. She also began 10-minute daily Tai Chi videos on YouTube. 2 months later, she was back in the garden, pruning roses with a steady hand and sure steps. Putting it all together, leg strength is more than squats and stair climbing. It's energy, brain-body communication, circulation, and balance, all working in harmony. When any of these hidden factors are off, your legs can't perform, even if the muscles are there. And the good news? Each of these systems can be supported with nutrition, gentle movement, and a little attention to the details most people ignore. So don't just think about stronger legs, think about smarter legs. Energized legs, coordinated, confident legs. That's what keeps you walking into the best years of your life. Conclusion. Strength begins with knowledge. As we've walked through the key nutrients that support leg strength and overall mobility, it's clear, every step you take is influenced by what's inside. The foods we choose, the vitamins and minerals we nourish ourselves with, directly impact how strong and steady we remain in our later years. It's not just about preventing falls, it's about living fully, with confidence and vitality. Now, I want to leave you with a thought. The journey to stronger, healthier legs doesn't happen overnight. It's a combination of small, thoughtful choices made daily. Whether that's enjoying a leafy green salad, stepping outside for a bit of sunshine, or taking a moment to check your nutrient levels. It's about being proactive and understanding that strength is built from the inside out. But here's the thing. Knowledge alone isn't enough. You have to act on it. Take that first step towards better health today. Maybe it's adding more magnesium to your diet or getting that vitamin D test you've been putting off. Whatever it is, start now. Every small change is a building block for a stronger, more vibrant future. I'd love to hear from you. What have you found most helpful in taking care of your legs? Are there any nutrients or tips you swear by? Leave a comment below and let's continue the conversation. Your experiences and insights could inspire others. And we're all in this together. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing, you'll stay up to date with more videos designed to help you live your healthiest life. And trust me, we've got plenty more valuable tips coming your way. Here's to taking control of your leg health and stepping confidently into the future.